Hey guys, we are going into the War Machine of Unknown Origin for a rank 1 clear. This is far from being an optimal clear. It's a 16 turn clear, but it's using limited units, limited gear. But if nothing else, it's interesting. Between Aya, Melissa, and Cleome, we can kind of negate a lot of the boss's damage in phases 2 and 3, which phase 2 is 25 to 75% health, and phase 3 is 25% and below. And yeah, it even has the imperil fields we need. We're doing fire and ice damage, but they're on a 10 turn cool. It's on a 10 turn cooldown, and his good breaks are. But Melissa helps with that a little bit. So, but anyway, we'll just go through gearing and go through the boss's mechanics once we're in the fight. So yeah, it's a machine human, weak to fire and ice. It's neutral to water and light before you turn the mods on, so really it's resistant to water and light. I think I saw Sinzar put out a water clear, but that was with Chow. But its big gimmick is that you don't want to use magic damage dealers for one, which Cleome and Elena deal magic type damage. It's physical type to magic damage, but it's has a spirit buff a lot of the time. So physical is preferred. It's kind of unfortunate since we just got Vern or Viren, however it's pronounced. But yeah, you get penalized a little bit for doing magic damage, which I know there are some clears that do magic damage, so I haven't really looked at those rotations too much. I just, kind of worked this one out for myself and rolled with it. So anyway, Aya base form. She's starting in the base form, just a lot of morale fill, ailment resistance. She's got Rick's card. Then shift form, just built for damage. She's naturally paralyzed and confuse resist, which is important. There's other ailments, like think like blind and silence. The boss does too, but we'll take care of those as we go. So she's max on everything. Don't know how important the overcap killer is from Ramu. Damage is a little tight, so I guess if you are going to try to reproduce this, try it, and you don't have the overcap killer, just try it and see how it goes. It might be doable without it, but here's her gearing. 3 sources of 100% machine killer. I mean, that's not something she's strong against innately, so unfortunately, but she gets it done. So there we go. Cleome here for damage. More than anything, she gives us fire resist, a 200% fire resist from Bar Faraja. So base form, she is max on all the killers, and she does have a little LB fill per turn. So that's from Exceptional Ingenuity, Call of the Wild. So that is kind of important. Shift form, kind of built the same. Tried to build her for damage as much as I could. Gave her some mana reduction from 3 stars. So she's 300 demon, 225 human, 250 machine in the shift form with her STMR. And gave her some status ailment resistance. And morale fill from, Wisdom of Hess, Pure Lotus. But, so there we go. She does need a little bit of bulk. So, little defense, try to build for defense and HP if you can. So, I mean, that's where her stats are at anyway. And in general, everyone needs to be negative 100 fire and dark resist or better after you have the mods on. So we kind of check those boxes on both of these units, well, on all the units. So Elena base form, double hand, great sword, but with spirit on it. Dual cast from Ravenheart. She is on Diablos with Imperil and the Shell learned. Let's see what else. Yeah, just some morale fill stuff. And again, tried to kind of build her for damage a little bit. So she's max demon, max human, 120 machine. A little low on LB. And she has the ice vision card. Then shift form, built for damage. So she should be max on everything. So max killers, max LB. And what's her status ailment resistance? She's, looks like she's innately neutral to everything anyway. Or maybe one of the pieces of gear is giving it to her. I'm not sure. But she's, got resistances to back up to 0. Melissa, mana reduction, morale fill. That's pretty much all I've focused on with her. Yeah, that's then her own card. Then resistances, so status immune. Then elemental resistances at negative 100 or better. Esther, she does need 100 fire resist in the base form after the mods are on. So here's her build. Seraph staff with the rare learn. She's gonna omni cover, gravity attacks, die, re-raise, and she needs Seraph staff to buff resistances because I think after she dies there's some ailments from the boss that come in, and we can't spare the actions from anyone else to unparalyze Esther. So, but yeah, Mystic Tenacity for the auto-racial mitigation. Just a power cut card. Then shift form, blotted bulk, counter build, some guts from Midsummer Booster. So 10,000 defense. She actually tanks this like a boss. All except the gravity attacks. But yeah, counter materia, Mystic Tenacity. Her own TMR, she is starting in the shift form. Base form, I'm not sure it matters as much if she has her TMR equipped, since she's not built for counters in the base form. Could probably go with a better defense sword, actually. Or just a better defense weapon. Again, like I said, it doesn't really matter because she tanks this like a boss. What's that? 60,284 HP without Sylvie's sword. 61,384 with. We'll just leave Sylvie's sword. I was going to try to work in the skill from Sylvie's sword, but never really did my final clear. So, but yeah, so there we go. And then there are her resistances. Avon, just he does need a bit of bulk. Some of these his survivability seemed to suffer a little bit. So that's why he has Guy's Belt. Lion Emblem to help with LB fill if needed. Fiendish Armor just for some bulk. Fire Weapon on him. He's going to be sealing the boss. Die Circlet for the defensive stats as percent defense on it too. And Zidane's STMR. And yeah, ailment resistance, Pure Lotus, all that fun stuff. And then Ayaka's vision card. So we will get into it. And it's been a few days since I've run this fight with this team, so hopefully I don't Okay, big gravity attack coming in. So just fine. So turn 1, we're gonna put Esther in the base form, and before we get too far into it, Elena's starting in the base form, Cleome's starting in shift, Aya's starting in base, and Melissa and Avon are SLB. So we're putting Esther in the base form just since we're going to be doing a little healing on this turn. When she shifts back, she'll have more HP. Like, I think it figures when you shift back and forth, it looks at what percentage of your HP is full and retains that percentage. So Aya is going to gene heal just to get rid of the healing reduction, I think. Actually, I don't think that does get rid of healing reduction, but it puts regen on the party. Then she'll heal and then put up haste for some mirage and just a cooldown reduction. Okay, so Elena is going to just fill LB for Esther with Barblizaga a couple times. Then put up Sanctuary of the Azure Crystal. Esther can go back to the shift form, and she's just going to put up her Provoke. She's auto-covering from her TMR. Let's see. Cleome is going to Enfaraga, and then Gallant Crescendo a couple times. Avon is going to break, and then just Bolting Strike a couple times. And Melissa can give us Shared Immunity, Chronic Flow, and Protect Go. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so the same thing. Esther's going to go to the base form. We're going to heal 3 times with Aya. Somewhere. Yeah, so just heal 3 times. We're going to put Esther back in the shift form, and she is going to give us Energizing Bunny for some killers, and then Bolting Strike twice. And so I forget if I said we're going for a turn 16 clear. We're not doing our big burst until turn 9. We're going to try to chip the boss down to right above 75% health. We don't want to push the threshold, but we want to be as close to it as we can on turn 8 so that we can kind of push pretty far down into, its health on turn 9 when we do our burst. So for now, it does have all these buffs up, but they go away after a few turns, and they don't come back. In phases 2 and 3, those do start coming back, but we can just kind of wait these out for now and just do what we want. We do need to keep our mitigations and regen up, just since the boss puts up dot and does damage to the party that way. But anyway, so Energizing Bunny with Esther just for the killers. Melissa is going to... She's going to LB on the Cleome, but not yet. Cleome is going to do her Fire Amp cooldown, the Blood Red Performance, then Gallant Crescendo a couple times. Elena is going to put up her Field, and then Bolting Strike twice. And Avon can just break and then Bolting Strike twice again. So we'll kind of try to chain this up. We'll just send Cleome and Elena first, and then the other 2, and then Melissa somewhere in there. Okay. So this turn, Esther is just going to Bolting Strike 3 times, Shatter Bolt. Aya can shift. She can do her own killer cooldown and then Bolting Strike twice. It's nice that this thing's on a 3-turn cooldown. So killers and then Bolting Strike twice. Cleome can Bolting Strike. No, Cleome's going to Enferaga and then Bolting Strike twice. Aven is just going to break and then Bolting Strike twice. And Elena can just Bolting Strike 3 times. And Melissa is going to put up Parasol Shield, Minutes of Might, and give Human Killer over to Cleome. So we'll send Aven, Cleome, and Aya, and then Esther and Elena together. All right, so this turn we're going to start singing with Aven. Melissa is going to Bard Darkja, just for a little LB fill on Esther if it's needed. Yeah, Bard Darkja, shared immunity, and then give killers over to Elena. We're going to do Esther's skills first, since those consume her LB gauge, and we're filling LB with Melissa. We're going to cover, provoke, and then Shatter Bolt. So these three can all LB. So shifted LB with Cleome, base form LB with Elena, shifted LB with Aya. And all the boss's mitigations are gone at this point, and it's buffs, so we can actually start doing some damage. $92, it's a little low. Okay, we're just going to guard Esther this turn, because we're going to pop her LB off in the next turn, her base form LB. So let's see. Aya can go back to the base form. She can put up Gene Heal again, just for the regen that it gives. And then Mirror of Equity twice. Cleome can just Bolting Strike 3 times. Elena can shift and Bolting Strike 3 times. Let me see. We can actually do the defensive mod this turn. We'll start doing the attack mod every turn, since it refreshes every turn. So this turn we are going to Bard Darkja twice with Melissa, just for LB fill on Esther, or Elena, and Cleome. Yeah. Then we're going to give killer over to Cleome. So we can just start Aya and then send the other two. $88. Is that okay? It's all right. Okay, so now we're gonna start. Let's see, what are we doing? Okay, Esther's going to the base form. She's going to LB. We're going to wait on her. Melissa's just going to fill LB 3 times after we send Esther. But for now, these 3 are just going to do their own personal imbues. So Aya can shift and do, let's see, the Parasite Energy Fire and then Bolting Strike twice. Cleome can do Blood Red Performance, Slayer Symphony, and Gallant Crescendo. And then Elena can do her Ice Imbue, True Freezing Enervation, and then Pollux's Blade twice. So we'll just do the offensive buff this turn. We're gonna fix Elena. So we'll do these 3. And we're waiting on Esther, just because she's, it's an LB field. These 3 aren't doing LBs, they're just doing, chain damage. So the stat buff does more than an LB field for them right now. So we'll wait for them to finish. So we'll send Esther and then Melissa. Okay, so Esther can go back to the shift form and just do Energizing Bunny. That fills her LB some as well. So Avon is going to do his big break, Enhanced Glimmer, put up the field with Safe Passage, and just Glimmer. We'll do the morale skills. So let's see, do we want? Yeah, so we can do defense and attack and magic. So we're just going to send Cleome and Elena. Turn 7. Melissa's going to SLB on Avon just to, reduces the cooldown on his breaks. So we're going to wait on Aya. We are going to LB her, but not until we chain Elena and Cleome together. Actually, I screwed up. I need to reset the app. Elena should have shifted to the base form there. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back on turn 7. So Elena is going to be doing her base form LB for the mod. Cleome's going to be doing the shifted LB. Esther can shift and put up Energizing Bunny for the Demon and Machine Killer on everyone. Avon can do his 89% breaks with Enhanced Glimmer, the field, and Glimmer. Melissa's going to SLB onto Avon after he's done casting. And Aya is going to shift at LB, but not until we chain Elena and Cleome. So we will do the defensive mods, or the defensive buff, attack and magic buff. So just send Elena and Cleome for now. Okay, then Aya Brea. Okay, so this turn Elena's going to shift. And depending on where the boss's health is, we're going to try to do a little bit of chaining this turn. If it's too close to 70, 75, we wouldn't want to do much clean chaining. Trying to think. We have... So Elena has 2 non-offensive skills she needs to do. So we're going to do Blessing of Sirius for the amp. We'll go ahead and do Judgment of Beetlegeist, and then Grace of whatever for the LB mod. So we're doing non-offensive, offensive, and then non-offensive. So Avon can just kind of match that. He can do break. Actually, he can do bolting strike twice and then break. Cleome is going to do gallant crescendo twice. And then Scarlet Sharp Note. Let's see. Esther is going to cover, provoke, and then Shatterbolt. I guess she can kind of match Elena. So we'll cover, Shatterbolt, and then provoke. And Aya, this turn, is going to do Necrosis for reduced healing on the boss. Pyrokinesis for the 180 fire amp, and then Awaken Mitochondria for the killers. And Melissa is going to give, let's see, she needs to give killers over to Elena, human killer, Minutes of Might, and just Protect to go. So we're just going to send Avon and Cleome first and see where the boss's health is. Okay. So, with that being the case, Elena can just do her 2 non-offensive skills and then one of her weaker offensive skills. Not chained. And then Esther can, she still needs to provoke, cover, and we don't want to do discharge and recharge since Cleome's storing magic. She can, we'll go ahead and just stick with Shatterbolt. I doubt that'll push the boss down to 75. Yeah, okay, we're good. So 76 is like perfect. Okay, we're going to put up all our defense buff and attack buff. Esther's just going to put up Omni cover. And you'll notice that we're blind on Aya, so Melissa can get rid of that with shared immunity. We're going to give human killer over to Cleome this turn. And you want to do Cleome this turn because she's bursting again next turn. So that, you know, she'll have that 250 amp on both of these turns. And then we're going to Seconds of Support over to Aya. So Aya can shift at LB, Cleome can base form LB. We're going to shift at LB Elena, and we will Whipped Cream Garden from the card on Avon. So we're going to send Elena and Avon, wait a sec, and then send the other 2. Did do all the skills, the morale skills, yep. All right, so here we go. So 38, a little low. Okay, now there's a small chance that Esther's auto buffing from the what's the weapon called? The Seraph staff. There's a small chance the auto buffing wouldn't have gone into place before the boss tried to paralyze her, so she might end up paralyzed. if that happens, it's pretty much, restart. But she didn't get paralyzed, so we're good. So she needs to shift, put up cover, provoke, and then Shatterbolt. So Avon this turn is going to just perfect dispel with Air Slash and then just break, I guess, a couple times. Actually, what we need to do is perfect dispel, break, and then bolting strike. And what we should have done was shifted Cleome to the shift form where she has a little bit of LB fill rate up. So we'll get there in a sec. So we should have done that before we sent Esther with Shatterbolt just to try to get some drops on Cleome. But we're going to fill LB 3 times with Elena. Fill LB 3 times with Melissa. Did we get her LB? Okay, good. But, I mean, with Avon, you'd still perfect dispel, break, and then bolting strike. Because if you'll notice, the boss does have mitigations. We can get rid of, I think, the physical or one of the defensive buffs. Yeah, so we got rid of the physical mitigation. So that'll allow Aya to do a little more damage this turn. So we're going to go back to the base form with Cleome, do her base form LB, shift form LB with Aya, do our offensive buffs, and just do a little bit of chip damage here. So 40. So that's pretty close. Pretty close to being on track with where we want to be. So we are going to start stinging with Avon this turn. So if you notice, the boss got rid of all its breaks. So it got rid of all its debuffs. Can't get rid of the reduced HP or the reduced healing. But we got imperiled and broken and, well, mostly fire imperiled. But if you'll notice, the boss is imbued with fire. So if we can get rid of the imperil, which we're going to do with Aya, and then buff fire resist, which we're going to do with Cleome, then when the boss applies its dot, then we're gold, basically. So Gene Heal. We'll just heal, and then we're going to put up Barrier with Aya. So there's that. Cleome can go back to the shift form. She'll do Enfaraga, Barfaraga, and just punch. And yeah, Avon is just singing. Esther is going to the base form. She is going to, let's see, give herself Extreme Nova Frames, do a Lightning Imperil with True Stormbrand, and then Bolting Strike. Elena in the base form is going to dual cast from Ravenheart, and the Esper, she's going to Imperil and D-Shell. Melissa this turn is going to SLB on Avon again. So we can, might as well chain them up. So here comes the absolutely 100% resisted damage. I love it. Okay, so let's see. Melissa this turn is going to Shared Immunity. Give Killers over to Cleome. And then Bard Darkja. Cleome's going to bolting strike 3 times this turn. Esther is going to LB this turn. Elena is going to base form LB. And Aya is going to shift at LB. Or not shift at LB, just bolting strike 3 times in the shift form. So we'll just send Aya and Cleome, and then Esther and Elena. Just we could have activated that, doesn't matter. So our LB field's refreshed. Okay, nothing too bad so far. I mean, yeah, there's some fixed damage, but it's whatever. So this turn's a little funky. We're going to EN with Esther from Chain Lightning. Elena is going to shift. She'll do her Rolling Ice Amp. Brisk Daybreak. Bolting Strike and Mirror of Equity, just for the defense buffs, or just for all the breaks on the boss, basically. Cleome can shift at LB. Aya is going to shift at LB. Yeah, sounds right. And then Melissa is going to, in this order, we're going to give Killers over to Aya, Bar Darkja, and then All-Consuming Darkness. So this imbues the boss with dark and the party, but it reduces the boss's healing. So we want All-Consuming Darkness to go off after everyone started their LBs. Or started their skills. So we'll just hit Melissa and then send everyone else right away. And we're giving Bar Darkja in between Melissa's 2 casts just to give a little buffer. So here we go. Where are we at? 37%. Yeah, we're still like 1% HP off from where I had tracked before, but it's fine. Okay, so we got Dispelled again, Imperiled, healing reduction, all that. So we can fix that with Melissa. She can hasten to recovery. That'll get rid of the Imperil. Shared immunity. And Bar Darkja. Since the boss is imbued with dark, we need dark resist. It's also got a fire imbue, so we need fire resist as well. So we're going to bar for Raja from Cleome. Do her cooldown, and then just punch for some LB fill and damage. Let's see. Aya this turn can do her setup. We will do Fire Imbue, Killers, and then Fire Amp. Elena this turn can do her Ice Imbue, and then just Bolting Strike twice. Haven's out of Seeing, so you can enhance Glimmer, Safe Passage, and Break. Yeah, sounds good. And Esther can Energizing Bunny, and then Bolting Strike twice. Let me see. Yeah, actually, I think Avon we will. And there's nobody really to chain, so we'll just break, field, and Bolting Strike with Avon. So 2 non-offensive and an offensive. Hopefully these time out. All right. Oh, I guess Elena and Esther are kind of chaining together. So guess we can do Avon and Cleome. And I did put up, let me double check. Because I ran through this once and did Infraga, not Barfaraja on Cleome, and it hurt. So yeah, we'll Barfaraja, cooldown, and Gallant Crescendo with her. So yeah, it should be good. So we'll do Avon and Cleome, and then Esther and Elena. So 36. I think he's going to heal this turn. Yeah, 37. So it's fine. Okay, we'll do our morale skills. So Esther this turn is going to shift. We can do Omni Cover, Storm Guardian, and Boundless. Yeah, Provoke. So Avon's going to Whipped Cream Garden. Elena's going to Shifted LB. Shifted LB Aya. Base form LB Cleome. Is she really? Her LB is not there. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, I guess we're going to have to... Oh, wait, yeah. No. Damn it. We need re-raise on Esther. Give Killer to Cleome. I think we're going to have to Seconds of Support to Cleome. Yeah, I mean, ideally we would have done that to Aya. That's the first time that Cleome hasn't had her LB full at this point. So we'll see how this goes. So we're going to send Elena and Avon again. And then the other two. Oh, we're golden. Yeah, normally end up around like 10 or 11% there, so. Okay, so we pushed the threshold, the boss put up its mitigations. So we're about to kill it. So we are going to just Perfect Dispel with Avon, and then just punch a couple times. So the boss is still broken. It doesn't get rid of its debuffs in this phase. So attack and magic buff. We're going to shift Cleome to where her LB fill rate up is in the shift form, which I apologize for not pointing that out in the setup, but yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, so Melissa's just going to fill LB 3 times. Going to fill LB 3 times with Elena in the base form. So did that fill Cleome? Yeah, it did. So, yeah, I mean, if Cleome wasn't full, you'd send Avon. I mean, so Perfect Dispel, and then Bolting Strike twice for hopefully to get drops on Cleome. Esther would just normal attack in the base form, which fills LB on everyone. So in hindsight, I know in the setup I said that having her TMR in the base form wasn't too important. It is. You definitely want that in the base form to fill LB on Cleome here if need be. But she would just normal attack, and that fills everyone's LB. Cleome should be really close to being full at this point if she's not, and Esther would be enough. So we're going to base form LB Cleome, shifted LB Aya. What else? Yeah, I guess in hindsight on Avon, he doesn't need Lion Emblem. You can just put something else there. But anyway, we're going to burst, and this should kill the boss. Yeah, perfect. And yeah, actually thinking about it, I guess, yeah, I guess Elena and Cleome's damage, since it's physical typed magic, getting rid of that, physical mitigation benefits them. So the magic mitigation wouldn't affect their damage. So, I mean, there you go. Anyway, hopefully it was an interesting clear for you. I know there were some missteps there as far as, the gearing and, the fact that uh, Cleome didn't have her LB there on that last turn when she was supposed to have, but apparently she did more damage, or we got more damage, putting seconds of support on Cleome somehow than Aya. Unless it was just a good variance roll. But like I said, normally we would end up around like 10 or 11% there on turn 16, not 8. So I don't know where that extra 2% damage came from. Probably just variance. But anyway, yeah, there's the damage breakdown. So obviously Aya, a big carry. Cleome did like half her damage, sadly. Hopefully they fix her with Lunar New Year. Give her some buffs or something. Give her an innate store ability. That'd be nice. Even if it's on a cooldown, it'd be a second source of storing magic. But we'll see. But yeah, there you go. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Yeah, perfect score. So yeah, morale there at the end. I forgot what it was, but every other time I've run this, it's all 2 other times it's been at 200%. But anyway, I'll stop rambling. Catch you later. Peace.